What's going on, guys? Anthony here with evolutiontraders.com. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about how you guys can start to become consistent and profitable in 20 trades. Okay, so a lot of you guys have heard out there, maybe sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years before you're able to find that consistency. What that necessarily means is it doesn't really mean that, it takes a certain amount of time before you can kind of finally get it and for things to start to click. What it means is that sometimes traders take 2, 3, even 4, 5 years before they actually figure out what it takes to make things click, okay? Whether that be emotionally, technically with your strategy, whether you're sizing, this, that, and the other. Now, before I kind of get into what I'm talking about here, again, I have 2 more spots left open in the lifetime membership kind of deal, right? So I've switched over to a monthly payment plan. But again, if you guys want to get that access to that lifetime membership where you guys get access to the courses, you guys get access to future courses, the community, the watch list, the intraday technicals, the one-on-one coaching, and the daily live webinars, visit evolutiontraders.com or check my community post. There's a link there. You guys can join and still get access for that one-time fee. Now, what I want to kind of focus on here is this. What I've been noticing, what I was telling the guys this morning in the actual live stream, especially for a lot of you guys that trade the NASDAQ futures, right? You guys are trading NQ. More times than not, you're going to have a higher success rate taking 10 to 12 points. Again, I understand when we see the NASDAQ up 100 points like it is now, or you see the NASDAQ down 200, it's very easy to kind of get caught up and think and assume as we continue to spike here on this 5-minute candle that's printing. But it's easy to kind of assume that you can just take 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 points off one particular trade. The problem with that is that you're going to run into losses that are going to wipe out your wins, because not all the time is it going to run 20, 30, 40, 50 points for you on any one particular trade. Remember, this is probabilities. Every trade that you take is not attached to the previous trade, and it's not attached to the next trade. So what I've been noticing in this market, this current market cycle that we've been in for about a week to 2 weeks now, we're getting these setups to confirm. They're going anywhere between 10, 12, 15 points very quickly, and then they're coming back. Whether they're continuing to go in that direction that we are playing later doesn't really matter. What's happening is that a lot of people are taking trades, they're seeing it go green, and then it's going red against them, and they're selling out. And then later on, they're noticing that if they just would have stayed a little bit more patient, they would have made money and not stopped out for a loss. Now, in trading, one of the biggest things that you can have is confidence, being able to execute with no fear. This is one thing that I work on a lot with people in Evolution Traders. I work a lot with taking these one-on-one coaching calls, and we're working on the mindset. We're working on consistency. We're working on having confidence. Without confidence, you're not going to be able to execute. And when you execute late, you miss trades. When you execute late, you lose trades. So it's all about identifying the setups, which is also what we go over, learning how to find these setups. But what I want you guys to focus on, and here's the plain and simple, very, very easy kind of exercise that you can do if you trade the NQ. For example, if we're going to trade this loss of the 20 SMA here, this candle's going to close literally 5 minutes off the bell, and that bottom price is going to be 15,583. That becomes your pivot. The next candle confirms. What we are going to do is set a hard take profit at 10 to 12 points, whether you want to do it at 10 points, 11 points, 12 points. Whenever that gets triggered, you're going to automatically just get out of the trade. What that's going to do is it's going to raise your hit rate, meaning it's going to raise that win percentage up. And when your win percentage goes up and you start taking these small gains, even for example, on 2 micro contracts, which is what I would recommend everyone to do, trade 2 micro contracts, you're going to make 40 bucks. If you can do this 1-2 times in a day, you're looking at making 50 bucks, $80 in a day. If you can do that consistently over, a 4 or 5 day period, you're talking about making anywhere between $200 and $400 a week. That can be an extra $1,000 to $2,000 extra a month. As you start to see and as you start to gain confidence, then you slowly start to size up. Those $40 wins become $50 wins, those $50 wins become $100 wins, so forth and so forth. So if I just back test, because again, I'm very, very big on being able to trade the first 2 hours of the market and just calling it quits, right? That's why when I run my live streams, I try to find setups and I try to identify patterns where we can make money within the first 1 to 2 hours. And then I kind of hang it up and I just kind of hang around and answer questions and do coaching calls. But what we're looking at here is the first setup that sets up short, we would have made 10 points here. The next setup that we get sets up long, that entry price would have been 577. It runs all the way up to 602. I know that there was a trader on the live stream that took this trade. They took 10 points. They made a quick 50 bucks. They called it that trade a day, right? Like that was it. It was done. Again, if you notice, if you would have been sitting here thinking that we're just coming all the way back up to the highs, you would have gotten stopped out. Again, there's been a couple of other multiple setups that have happened here, but again, getting a little bit choppy. And this is why I say to focus on the first 2 hours. Between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is going to be that New York lunch hour. That New York lunch hour tends to be a little bit more choppy. Price action tends to dry up, and whatever direction that we were currently going, we kind of reverse for a little bit. So again, all I want you guys to do is set a hard take profit, not a hard stop loss at 10 points, because again, sometimes you have to give these enough room to work. Now, if you may be thinking, well, if I'm setting my take profit at 10 to 12 points, but I may be giving up 20 points or 25 points, that means I would have to win 2 trades in order to just make back the losing trade of 1 trade. Yes, that's entirely correct. However, your percentage of wins is going to be a lot bigger, 60, 70, even 80% wins at time. So which means that you might be up 3, 4, 5 trades, and then that one loss, yes, might take you back down from 5 wins to 3, or it might take you, from 7 wins down to 5 wins in profit. But again, you're going to be profitable. Do this for 20 trades, come back. Again, if you want to do this together, join evolutiontraders.com. We can do this together. We can trade 2, 3 micros at a time, and we can just sit here and pick these off all day and start to build that level of confidence. Again, I'll see all of you guys on the inside at evolutiontraders.com. For the rest of you guys on YouTube, I'll see all of you guys. And if you want to trade with me live on those daily live webinars, make sure you jump in the room. Room is growing. I only have enough space for honestly 2 people, just due to the fact that I'm probably doing 3 to 4 coaching calls a day that are lasting anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half. So it does take up a lot of my time, and I want to be able to work with everyone. So again, I'm growing the team. We're getting a lot better. We're getting a lot stronger. The more eyes that we have on the charts being able to identify these levels, the better it is for everyone. And just being in a community with other traders who are doing this on a day in and day out basis, you're allowed to kind of grow and build and work with other people. And it really, really helps. Again, I'll see you guys on the inside. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all later.